Good morning, students. I am here with chapter 9, Ferdinand the Bull. In my last video, I explained up to page number 54 up to here, and today we will start from the next line. But before that, let's have a recall of the story. Ferdinand was a little bull who lived in Spain, and he was different from the other bull, as other bull liked to butt their heads together. Ferdinand liked to sit quietly and smell the flowers. As the year passed, Ferdinand grew young and he became very big and strong. One day, 5 men came in the pasture to pick the biggest, roughest, and fiercest bull for the bullfight. Ferdinand accidentally sat on a bumblebee. So, up to here is completed. Now, just have a look from here. Wow, did it hurt? Ferdinand jumped up with a snort. He ran around, puffing and snorting, butting and pawing the ground as if he were crazy. Now, children, see the meaning of puffing and snorting. Snorting means make a sudden sound from the noise, and puffing means breathe heavily. So, when Ferdinand sat on a bumblebee, the bee stung him. When the bumblebee stung him, he jumped up with a snort and he ran around puffing, snorting, butting and pawing the ground. See the next line? The 5 men saw him and they all shouted him joy. Here was the largest and the fiercest bull of all, just the one for the bullfight in Madrid. So, when the 5 men saw him behaving in this way, they all shouted with joy. And why they shouted with joy? First of all, who were the 5 men? The 5 men were bullfighters, and they shouted with joy because they saw a largest and fiercest bull for the bullfight. Now, children, here question arises: who were the 5 men and why had they came? So the 5 men were the bullfighter and they had came to pick the biggest, roughest and fastest bull to fight in the bullfight. Come to the next line. So they took him away for the bullfight day in a cart. So the 5 men took the Ferdinand for the bullfight day. Now come to the next line. What a day it was! Flags were flying, bands were playing, and all the lovely ladies had flowers in their hair. And the day of bullfight was very colorful. Flags were flying, bands were playing, and all the lovely ladies had flower in their head. And this is the scene of bullfight day. They had parade into the into the bull ring. First came the bandoliers with long sharp pins with ribbons on them to stick in the bull and make him mad. Now children, what is the meaning of bandoliers? Bandoliers is a bullfighter who use decorated pins to stick in the bull to make him mad. So for the bullfight, there were many bullfighters like bandoliers, picadors, matador, who made the bull mad. So who came first? First came the bandoliers to stick the pins to make the Ferdinand mad. Next came the picadors who rode skinny horses, and they had a long spears to stick in the bull and make him madder. After bandoliers, who came? Picadors. Then what is the meaning of picadors? Picadors is also a bullfighters on horseback. So picador is a bullfighter who came on horseback. So after bandoliers, next came the picadors. And why he came? He came to make the Ferdinand madder. So next came the picador who rode skinny horses, and they had long spears to stick in the bull and make him madder. After bandoliers, picadors came, and they had long spears to stick in the Ferdinand to make him madder. Come to the next line. Then came the matador, the proudest of all. He thought he was very handsome and bowed to the ladies. He had a red cap and a sword and was supposed to stick the bull last of all. After bandoliers and picadors, lastly, who came? Then came the matador. So after picador, matador came, and he thought he was very handsome. He bowed his hand to the ladies, and he had a red cap and a sword and was supposed to stick the book last of all. So matador had a red cap and he had a sword also, and he stick the bull last. Come to the next line. Then came the bull, and you know whom that was, don't you? Ferdinand. So after bandoliers, picador and matador, Ferdinand came. Come to the next line. They called him Ferdinand the Fierce, and all of the bandoliers were afraid of him, and picadors were afraid of him, and matador was scared name. When the Ferdinand came into the ring, all bullfighters, bandoliers, picador and matador tried to make him mad. Come to the next line. Ferdinand ran to the middle of the ring, and everyone shouted and clapped because they thought he was going to fight fiercely and butt and snort and stick his horns around. So then what happened? Ferdinand ran to the middle of the ring, and all the audiences were shouted and they clapped. Why they shouted and clapped? Because they thought that he was going to fight fiercely, and he was going to butt and snort and stick his horns. But not Ferdinand. When he got to the middle of the ring, he saw the flowers in all the ladies' hair, and he just sat down quietly and smelled. But when the Ferdinand got to the middle of the ring, he saw the flowers in all the lovely lady's hair, and he sat quietly and smelled the flower. He wouldn't fight and be fierce no matter what they did. He just sat and smelled. So the Ferdinand wouldn't fight. He just sat and smelled the flower. And the bandoliers were mad, picadors were madder, and the matador was so mad he cried because he couldn't sew off with his cap and sword. And all the bullfighters, bandoliers, picadors, and matador were mad. And matador was cried. Why? Because he couldn't sew off with his cap and sword. So they had to take Ferdinand home, and for all know he is sitting there still under his favorite cork tree, smelling the flower just quietly. He is very happy. So then when the Ferdinand is not doing anything, Ferdinand is sent back to his pasture where he is sitting and smelling the flower, and he is very happy. So this is the story, children. In my next video we will discuss question answer of this chapter. Go through the chapter carefully. Thank you.